As a small business owner, retirement planning should be a priority for both yourself and your staff. Having that security can help to motivate them to remain on your team for the long run, and it doesn't have to break the bank. I'm Kalila Reynolds, and it's time now for another episode of Money Moves, JA, brought to you in partnership with EXIM Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Our guest today is Camille Steer. She's Corporate Manager of Fund Services at JMMB Fund Managers. And make sure you watch this video to the end because we have a giveaway coming up. Hi, Camille. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So here's the thing. When it comes to retirement planning, pension schemes, etc., it is often seen as a luxury in Jamaica. It's seen as a big corporate thing, not something that SMEs typically offer. So tell me, what's the benefit of having an SME offer this type of package to employees and for the business owner too?
And when you look on an SME, one of the things is that you recognize that they want to grow the business and that is their focus, and rightly so, because they're putting in the hard work, they're putting in the hustle to ensure that the business, one, is profitable. So something like putting in a pension arrangement for their employees is something that would possibly go on the back burner. But in all of that, one of the things that we want them to be aware of is that for themselves and also for their employees that they have is what we call financial self-care. And that is ensuring that you pay yourself first. So even though, yes, you're focusing on building your business and growing your business, what you want to do is ensure that I'm putting aside some money, some funds, so that when I reach retirement, when I've stopped from the daily grind, the daily to and fro to ensure that, yes, my business is profitable, that you have something that you can put in your retirement portfolio so that whatever other streams of income that you have, that you're able to have or live the quality of lifestyle that you deserve.
Right. So tell me, how does one go about doing this? Because like I said, many small businesses don't really think about having this type of program. And I think one of the major reasons is affordability. They may feel like they are unable to afford it. So tell me about the different types of arrangements that could be made, because I know there's some where you have employer makes a contribution or matches the employee's contribution. Tell me how that works.
And the beauty with an approved retirement scheme is that you can have the flexibility as it relates to the rate of contribution, specifically for the employer. So what you're doing, and we're recognizing the fact that with an SME, is that again, you don't have the focus to say that, yes, you're going to have this particular employee benefits package, so that you may not be able to contribute 5% on behalf of each employee, but you may be able to contribute probably 1% or 2%, or you may decide that you're not going to contribute, but as the business continues to grow, as you see profitability, you say, you know what, maybe I can afford it this particular year. So you're not tied down, unlike in an approved superannuation fund, whereby the employer has to make at least 5% on behalf of each employee. With the approved retirement scheme, you have the flexibility as it relates to the rate of contribution. And also, you don't have to contribute. You can just say, you know what, I'm just setting it up for my employees at this point in time so that I can facilitate deductions.
And I think that is appreciated by employees too, because many employees feel intimidated, don't know how to go about setting it up. But if your workplace sets it up and it's up to you to make the contributions, then that's something many of them might gravitate towards. So, all right, so you said there's flexibility with this plan. Is this a plan offered exclusively by JMMB?
No, it's offered by all of the financial institutions. Well, most financial institutions, they have an approved retirement scheme. So what you're looking towards is the right partner to carry you along that journey. So you're going to be asking or having that financial conversation with your selected financial partner about whether the fees, the flexibility, the rate of return. So what you want to do is be as informed as possible. So when you enter the doors of the financial institution, you're having a robust conversation about what it is that they offer and the value ultimately that they're going to add in building your retirement portfolio.
Okay, so approved retirement scheme is the one that you want to ask about versus, what did you say the other one was called?
The superannuation fund, which is an approved superannuation fund, which is usually set up.
Superannuation fund.
Right. Mm-hmm. So it is an approved retirement scheme that you'd be asking about.
Okay, all right, approved retirement scheme. Now,
Yes.
talk to me about affordability.
All right, so the rate of contribution is between 1 to 20% of your emoluments, your earnings for the year. So again, the flexibility of what it is that you contribute comes into play. So you are not tied down to saying that you have to contribute 10%, 15%. It is based on what you can afford. But you also need to be aware of the fact that based on the rate of contribution, what it is that you're putting aside, that it is ultimately going to impact what it is that you have accumulated as at the end of the accumulation phase. So yes, you have the flexibility, but what you need to do is that when you have the conversation and you're saying, you know, at this point in time, I can only afford probably 2% of my earnings for the year or 3%, that is going to impact what it is that you have as at the end of the period. So you need to be mindful of that, because what you want to do is ensure that you're working towards consistently something, again, going back to the fact, the quality of life that you deserve. So that is what you need to be mindful of.
And how often should the contributions be made?
Standard, I mean, monthly, you'd want the contributions to be made. But again, what we recognize with persons, I mean, SMEs, self-employed persons, is that sometimes it's not until the end of the year that they're able to make one particular lump sum. Again, the flexibility there. But what you want to have is, or benefit from, is the beauty of compounding. So you want to be consistently contributing so you can get that benefit. You don't want to be at the tail end panicking and say, yeah, I have to put this amount, I have to put this amount. So what you want to do is be consistent. And that is the beauty in investments. You don't want to be hunting down returns. You want to be consistently contributing so you can get that benefit.
And how much money would an SME need to start?
Again, it comes down to the conversation that we have. The conversation that we have and what it is that you can afford. So there is no, so yes, we have a minimum as it relates to how much is it that we would recommend you contributing. But again, it is not one shoe size that fits everyone. It is a customized
But
solution.
what's that minimum? What's the minimum?
The minimum is around 1,000 Jamaican dollars for an individual.
Per person. Oh, you frightened me. I'm like $1,000. Okay.
Yes, and that is, and again, that is the minimum. But when we think of the demographics and just Jamaica in and of itself, some persons, I mean, that is what they can afford.
Right.
But ultimately, again, it comes down to the portfolio conversation. So, and the conversation that we're having with you is, what is it that you can afford now? And based on this particular rate of contribution, we're going to give you a projection, a retirement projection, and say, look here now, based on the rate that you're contributing now, this is where you're going to end up. Based on your finances and what is happening, do you think that this is going to be sufficient?
But you know, work is a lot different than it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, at a time when employees used to spend their entire career with one company. You find that employees aren't doing that anymore. You spend 2-3 years at one company,
and gone.
5 years, move on,
Yes,
and you build your career in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So how are these benefits? If I was to leave the company, if my employee leaves the company, how do they continue to benefit?
The beauty of portability. So you can transfer it from one. So, I mean, it goes with you. The benefit is for you. So you're vested, what we call vested with the benefit. So it is not just because, yes, the entity or the SME may have set it up for you, but the thing is that if you go to another entity, if you go to another job, that is your account, your accumulated contributions.
Even though it may have been established with another company.
Yes.
So
you are
even though this established, even though I established it at Kalila Ray Media for my employees, when they move on, they can still take that account with them.
Yes.
And I have nothing to do with that, even if I made contributions on behalf of the employees.
No, because they're what we call, under the approved retirement scheme, they're immediately vested in any contributions made on their behalf.
I think one of the benefits of offering your employees a package like this, Camille, is that it helps to motivate them. It's part of the overall compensation package. It helps them to feel, more committed to your organization, because if I leave, then I might not find another organization that's going to offer me these types of benefits. If you're matching contributions, for example, I might not find somewhere else that's going to match it, because that seems to be rare these days.
Yes, and it's because of affordability.
Right. All right. So Camille, you have a giveaway question for our viewers. What's your question?
Okay, what is the type of pension arrangement that self-employed persons or SMEs can enter into?
All right, good one. Answer that question over on EXIM Bank's Instagram page, and you can win yourself a lovely prize. That's at EXIM Bank JA. Thanks again, Camille.
Thank you, Kalila.
And here's a recap of Camille's main points. With an approved retirement scheme, the employer has a flexible rate of contribution. The rate of contribution ranges between 1 and 20% of your earnings for the year. The minimum monthly contribution is 1,000 Jamaican dollars per individual. However, what you put in will determine what you get out. As a business owner, you will need to ensure that you're financially secure so that after stepping away from the day-to-day operations of the business, you can still maintain your lifestyle and cover expenses comfortably. Investing in a retirement plan early will help to ensure that you can have financial security to live comfortably even after you move on from running your business. That's it for this episode of Money Moves JA, brought to you in partnership with EXIM Bank's Business Advisory Service, giving you the tools to grow your business. Visit their website, eximbankja.com, and visit my website, KalilaReynolds.com, where you can read a summary of this episode. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Until next time.